Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Swahili Sunday, and I am happy to be here today. I wanted to share a little bit today about, well, first I'll give you an update on Kenya. They have extended their restrictions through March 12th, so I'm not going to be going to Kenya until after we know that those restrictions are lifted, because it wouldn't make any sense to go in case that they're locked down and I can't see ladies. So I'm waiting. We're waiting till March 12th to see when the restrictions are going to be lifted, if they're going to be extended or lifted, and whatever they do, I'll make a decision of when I'm going to go and go visit the ladies and connect with them. And I miss them greatly. We are still, because of the lockdown, they're still unable to do anything there. None of the markets are open for them to do any sales. They're still stuck in the slums. So we are still raising funds. So if you would like to donate to the food pack program, you can go to basketsandbeatskenya.org. We are still accepting donations. We've committed to providing for them all the way through until the pandemic was over and we could start having enough sales here, as well as them being able to sell there. So basketsandbeatskenya.org, it's tax deductible if you would like to donate to that. So today I wanted to share the Swahili word of the day. Actually, I've got a couple of words. Fujo is one. It's clutter. The English word is clutter, fujo. And then there's another word I found, which is vurugu, which means chaos, breakdown. It also means clutter, but anarchy and disorder. And why am I sharing about this today, about fujo and vurugu? Because in my spare room, I'm cleaning it out. My son's going to be moving home, so I'm cleaning it out and putting all the beads into storage, into a place in storage so I can have it. And I'm working on taking inventory at the same time. Well, what happened was and you can't see it all, a lot of it's behind here. It all came out of the bedroom to sort, and it was overwhelming. I actually had some understanding of why somebody who, when they get to a point, somebody who's a hoarder, when they get to a point and they just can't do anything because it's so overwhelming, because I was so overwhelmed looking at it all over my house, it exhausted me. And I had a hard time continuing to move forward doing something. And we always hear about how clutter affects your space and clutter keeps you from getting things done. And the last 2 days, this is the third day now, since everything's come out into the living room and been sorting through and giving things away that I wanted to donate and attempting to get it back into some semblance of order and taking inventory at the same time, I was exhausted. I have been exhausted for 3 days. Because the house I'm moving around, there's a little path to move around through things, and it's weighed heavily on my mindset and on my ability to actually be able to focus. I usually don't have a lot of clutter around my house. It doesn't mean that I never get things cluttered, but I have never had, other than moving in and out of places, and I usually put things away really quick, but I've never had a situation like that where my whole house was kind of filled with things and I couldn't really walk around it very much. And I sat there a couple times looking at it thinking, where do I start? What do I do? It's so overwhelming. And I had been counting and doing inventory because it's that time of year as well. And then going to storage, attempting to get all that in some kind of order so the products could go in there and be easily pulled from the shelf, and making an arrangement to where everything on Shopify is accounted for. And once I pull it out of Shopify and put it in Fairtrade Long Beach, I have to take it out of Shopify, and I haven't been doing that. And so it's not only been attempting to get things organized, but also taking inventory and figuring all that out too. And it has just worn me out sitting there looking at the pile of stuff. So I can understand how this is the first time I think I've really understood how clutter affects you. Because I'm usually picking things up, throwing things away. I may have a few things on my desk, and I remember when I was in the military, there was times that they would have this clean desk policy thing. They made you take everything off your desk and put it away before you went home. So you're working on things and you had it out on your desk and you had to pick it all up and put it in the drawer. So then in the morning when you came back to work, you had to take it all out and put it all out again. That was kind of a waste of time. While I believe in a somewhat clean desk policy, I don't think that that was very effective either, because I think it lost time for people having to figure out where they left off from, especially in my job. I was in the contracting office, and I was doing buying and major negotiations and writing up documentation and things like that. And that was back in the day when there were forms. You had to fill out a form for everything. So if you stacked all your things and then put it in the drawer, then you got it all back out and you had to look at it again. That didn't solve the issue either. But the problem with clutter, I experienced it this weekend, and I just kind of sat there looking at it like this. And I felt so tired. And it's still not all the way done, and I have a lot of things to do. I usually keep a display here, and some of this is, you can see it's a little bit of a mess because I've got some things stacked there. Normally I have it arranged very nicely, and so you can see products behind me when I'm speaking, but there are some things stacked there that I've gone through. Actually, there's a headband right there. I'm not sure how that just got there. But the thing is, I'm telling you that I've experienced the overwhelm that clutter has caused, and I'm not used to it at all. And I'm making sure that as it goes into storage, that it is organized as it goes in. I need to be able to find things as they sell when I go over to the Shopify, that when things get sold on Shopify, and then when I need to restock or pull things to go for, I haven't figured that one out yet, how I'm going to pull things to go for events, if I'm going to just have pull bins and take them like I have been, or if I'm going to put things in a single bin. I haven't come up with that yet. I have a couple weeks before I have an event, so I have time to figure that one out. But I'm just wanting, again, I'll put the word up, Fujo. Fujo means clutter in Swahili, and then Vurugu means chaos, anarchy, disorder, those type of things. And that clutter does cause this, because it caused me to not be able to be as productive. I have a lot of things I need to get done, and I have to go back to work at my job tomorrow, and I have some serious negotiations going on there, and I have to be able to switch gears. But I found that as I was starting to pull things out of the bedroom, that I was more and more tired by the end of the day, and then just the whole weekend I was just exhausted. So my advice to you is, if you are living in any type of clutter, that you do something to clear it out. And also, if you can't do it all yourself, get some help. I've had some help to do that. So it's been helpful to have help, I'll say that. And I just know what it did to me just for the moment of having it all in my living room. And backing it up from, since I injured my wrist, I'm still not 100%. People helped me, like after I did this injury, it was at an event. So people helped unload my car and put it right into the bedroom, and it didn't go back in really a semblance of order. And then I had set up some things at another shop. I was at a temporary shop, and I set those things up, and somebody helped me break that down, and then somebody helped me put it in the room here. But I couldn't do anything more with it because of my wrist. So I sat there looking at that little pile for several weeks, and then added to that pile, and it just added to the overwhelm and the stress and the shutdown. So having experienced a high degree of clutter over the weekend, I would just highly recommend that you all do something, if you haven't, to clear out the clutter. And another thing I've been doing I've been doing this since I went to Kenya, is paring down stuff. Don't need stuff, like getting rid of clothing that I haven't worn and donating or selling it on Poshmark or somewhere, but blessing somebody else with it, because it's sitting in my closet taking up space, and that's a bit of clutter as well. And I enjoy clothing, and I have clothing for speaking, obviously, that I haven't worn in like a year. I think the last time I spoke was a year ago. 1 year, that wasn't online. I've done some online speaking, but the last time I actually spoke somewhere where I was on a stage was a year ago. And although I haven't worn those clothes in a year, I will wear them again, because I have certain things that I wear for speaking. So those are not necessarily things that I would get rid of. But I also have things that I haven't worn and probably won't wear and have just been sitting there taking up space. So I've been going through and donating a lot of things, blessing other people with things that perhaps they would appreciate. And they're nice clothes. I just haven't been able to, I just don't wear them. And it's not that I not just because of COVID, it's things that have been sitting there for a long time. So that's another thing that I'm doing, because I don't need more stuff. I need less stuff. And I'm working on de-stuffing my house and de-stuffing my things, throwing away things that I don't need, and that are just trash or junk or whatever, and are just taking up space, and decluttering and all of my things. Like, I've gone through a lot of my drawers, and it's kind of like, okay, here's a bag of mismatched socks, and I've had this bag of mismatched socks for I don't know how long. So the other sock is not going to magically return. I've been doing a lot of that. So I would just highly recommend that you all do that as well. And I'm oh, hey, Sister Kim, good morning. I see you there. And just checking. Oh, hi, Sheldon. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Just reading a couple of the messages. So that's all I wanted to share today. I have to actually go take some of this stuff to storage and put it away in the product area that I have. I'm still doing inventory. I'm waiting until next weekend to do the big inventory on baskets. The thing about baskets is I may have a couple of baskets that are the same, but almost every single one of them is different. And I don't have photos of all of them. And I've got a new iPhone 12 specifically for taking better photos of my products. And so I have to go through all the baskets that I have and take photos. And I've set that for next Saturday as a project to do, because I just don't have the bandwidth right now to do that this week. But yeah, so every basket is different. Like, I think I have maybe two. This is the Fruity Pebble basket, by the way. It's called Fruity Pebbles because you can see it's got multicolors. But that's going to be a task. So for those of you who are visiting Fair Trade Long Beach, I will share that masks are coming, and I will put some up online as well. Masks are coming, headbands are coming. They've made it into the US. I got a notification that there's some thing I need to do to clear it to get to me. So I will get those this week. So I have masks coming, and then headbands, I think spoons, a couple other things. And those will be available both online and in Fair Trade Long Beach. So if you are going to Fair Trade Long Beach in Long Beach, 5405 North Bellflower. No, that's not it. 4105 North Bellflower, 5405 is my mailing address. Unit B, you can go check that out. There's Valentine's coming. These would make great gifts for Valentine's Day. There's a lot of great things there. The online store, I've been working a lot on the online store, getting that stuff more dialed in. You can see better pictures. And soon I'll be doing once I get all this dialed in, I'll be doing some online live selling as well, where there'll be specials and such. All right, so that's all that I wanted to share today. Remember, the Swahili word of the day is fujo, which means clutter. You want to eliminate fujo from your life as much as you can, because it declutters your mind. I'm speaking from experience, everybody. I just experienced it this weekend, and it was not a lot of fun. So I learned a lesson from it, though. I learned what clutter can do to you, and it can really slow you down and make you stop. So have a great weekend, everybody. Don't forget to join us for Tea Time Tuesday. We will be talking about the prevention of human trafficking. There's a great online event coming up that I'll be posting about, and my guests will be talking about the event. We have a video we were going to have the mayor on, but she was unable, the mayor of Downey on, but she's unable to make it. She's one of the speakers for the event, but she did give us a video message that I will be playing as well. So join us 6:30 for Tea Time Tuesday, and we will be talking about how to prevent human trafficking. And also the blog post going up tomorrow is about the same topic. So as you know, some of our ladies were prostituting themselves prior to working with Baskets and Beads, and we are definitely against and helping the fight to stop human trafficking. So join us 6:30 p.m. Tuesday for Tea Time Tuesday. And if you would like to be on the show, You can go to basketsandbeadskenya.com, look at the events page, the events tab. There's information there how to schedule your time on the show. Would love to interview you. Until Tuesday, I will see you soon. Nakupenda.